Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of SaaS Crunch. In this week's episode, we're going to be looking at 3 good examples of SaaS companies who do passive link building. And by passive link building, I mean they've acquired a great number of links, which has helped them rank their site and increase their site's authority without doing any outreach to actually acquire those links. So not asking any webmasters or publications to link to them earning the links through content and strategic plays, as it were. So let's dive straight in, and the first example is from a company called Analytica. Now, complete disclaimer, we do actually work with these guys, but some of the things they've been doing long before we started working with them is using and leveraging influencer marketing in order to gain links. So we actually go and look at the back end of Analytica's site, and we look at the Best Buy links page. They have a whole host of sites in which they have partnered or included influencers in certain spaces. So we have here a blog post around women in finance for the top 100 influencers. This post has 128 do follow links. And if you scroll down, you can see there's lots of different ones as well. So 100 influencers and brands in digital marketing, the top ones, top influencers here. And they do lots of and collaboration pieces with people in the space or these relevant niches of which they're trying to target. And what they do is they get quotes from them, they do co-white papers, co-podcasts, co-marketing, or just roundup. And then what happens is they outreach these and put them, or not outreach them, sorry, because that's against the point. They put them on their social and they drive traffic organically through these pieces. And these influencers and people who are good in their space will read it and go, oh, that's us. They've mentioned us. Here's our quote. And they'll then respond to that by linking back to the website. What they've done is they've really cleverly created partnerships with the types of people that they want to go after and get links from, leverage their expertise to create content, and then that content as a byproduct has gained links. And I don't think it was done as a link building tactic, but just as an outcome of doing the influencer marketing and co-marketing well, they've acquired a lot of great links. So it's a really great approach that people can look into in the SaaS space to say, these are the people in our space which will get great amplification. These are the people I should be trying to get partnerships with and co-create with. And a byproduct of that will be great passive link building. Another example, and a company that needs no introduction, is Hubspot. And they do this, and I think they've pioneered this approach really well in the passive links building space. And they know that in marketing, and any industry, everyone's always looking for stats or opening lines to source as a reference. But in this case, let's look at the stat example. So if you type in marketing statistics, you can see that ranking number 1 is Hubspot. And this ultimately means that anyone who types in marketing stats is probably looking for something to quote within their article or publication or whatever it may be. So HubSpot understand the intent there's no commercial intent there, but there's a link intent there and there's a mention intent. So what they've done is not even use all of their own stats that they've created. They've just collated a hub of stats of all the marketing stats that you could need in order to reference it. So it's a one-stop shop linkable resource. And because they know that most marketers, when it comes to attribution, can be lazy sometimes, they are going to be picking up a lot of these links. And even though they cite correctly the resources in which they're referencing, people just say, oh, it's HubSpot, or oh, this website has that initial reference, and they'll pick up a lot of the links which potentially, weren't even a bit of primary research, wasn't even a bit of primary research from them. So they've just become an authoritative resource just on stats, which therefore means they become the people that are getting linked to as a whole. And you can actually see here the amount of links they've got. They've got 16,000 plus referring domains and over 91,000 unique backlinks. And this is actually quite new, and I've seen it recently, but the likes of SEMrush, for example, are getting onto this trend, and they're bidding on this from Google Ads perspective, and they're promoting their own content here because they've seen how many links it's got, and they can't outrank necessarily HubSpot, for example, because they've been there for so long, got so many links. So they're leveraging paid search as an inbound method to get eyeballs on their quote page. So a quote page is their stats page in order for them to acquire links. So if you're working in an industry and it has good search volume around stats or trends or whatever the keyword is that's a modifier for your main keyword, rather than trying to rank necessarily for it organically to start with, start potentially looking at what the CPCs are from Google Ads. Can we then create a Google Ads strategy, not just for the intent terms, but also for the terms which are going to start driving links in a very passive way? Because what you'll find is you'll be able to it's much easier to get links from people that find you inbound and then quote you, rather than going outbound and trying to push these stats and links onto people because you haven't built that credibility. Finally, this isn't a SaaS website, but it's our website. And the best passive way of capitalizing right now on the traffic that you have is look at your high traffic pages and say, is there potential link intent to add some content to these pages which can get me links? So what we found is we were getting quite a bit of traffic, and we looked through Google Search Console to our B2B conversion rate optimization page. So what we did is, we look at this here, we're ranking number 1 for it, but no one was really linking to it. So what we did is, if we open this up, we can see, if you listen to audio, what we did is create a really nice infographic around the best methods of conversion rate optimization. So tracking everything, speed is key, 16 different trends. And because it's a really nice graphic, a lot of people who were researching this, who were writing blog posts, not to say it wouldn't be as many as people looking for the likes of stats and whatnot, but if people were looking for it, then ultimately this is going to be something which is going to nudge them to link to it, because it's a really nice piece of content. And what we can see here is we've managed to get around 43 referring domains from this, with, I think we only outreached it when it first came out and got a couple of links, but the majority of the links that we've got, which have been really good, have come from, one second when this loads. For example, social media today, for example, to check out marketing profs, word tracker. A lot of these links weren't ones which we had outreached. These have been people that had come to us, which had picked up our content through search or through however they found the method, probably through organic search. But ultimately, they saw the graphic, really liked it, wanted to repurpose it, and therefore we got a link. In lots of places, we wouldn't have been able to get links before. And this has really helped us in our road to, for example, for ranking for SEO, number 1 in the UK for SEO agency. So it's really turned out quite nicely for us. And the only explanation I can really give and advice I can give from a SaaS perspective is, if you have high traffic content pages, supplement them with really nice imagery which can be interpreted and used in isolation for links and for people to put on their website. And I think you'll find that you can really quickly capitalize on people's attentions, or capitalize on people's attention, because they're already on your page. Just create something link worthy for them to add. And those are the 3, I think, most successful passive link building tactics which you can go away and implement relatively quickly. Any questions, as always, you can reach out at ben@session-media.com, or you can reach out to me on LinkedIn. But I hope you found this week useful, and hopefully see you guys again next week.